Hey, it's Devante over here from Veteran Home Realty. Greetings, sellers. This right here is an offer for your property. I obviously reached out to you and discussed the lease purchase and all of the process that it goes within it. So, we will go into how I came up with my offer. So, right here is a website called Rental Meter. So, Rental Meter is used by the Wall Street Journal, CNN Money, Fox Business, US News. It's used by a lot of agents. It's used by a lot of investors and a lot of just people in real estate. So this is a very, very qualified website. And what we'll do is we go ahead and put your address inside this box right here. And then we'll take the number of bedrooms you have. So you have 3 bedrooms. And then we'll do analyze my rent. So it says your results are based off of 15 3 bedroom rentals and a 1.32 mile radius. So 60% of the houses are going between 2,358 and 3,500. 80% of them are going between 16 and 3,500. And the average is 2,855. The median, when you put it all together, is 2,925. So that's how I came up with the median price. That's how I came up with the offer for monthly rent. Like I said, I don't know if you have a mortgage, so I don't know if you need more money. I don't know if you need I don't know what you exactly need, but this is how I'm able to come up with a strong offer based on what the medians are going for. And like I said, this agreement is to pretty much get the ball rolling. If we need to go back and renegotiate and switch some things around, then we can do that. There's no problem with me. So, so what I do is I strive to give you the price you want. If you want 570, then in this document, I give you 570. So as far as a down payment, I look to give typically around 5%. So that would equal 28,500. There we go, the monthly rent. So let's start from the top. So option to purchase real property agreement. There's the date. This option agreement is entered in between the parties, sellers, and buyers of below in consideration of and subject to the following terms. Devontae Marikey / Veteran Home Realty and or assigns as buyer and you the seller. Property address Northwest 44th Street, Boca Raton, Florida 33434. Buyer has the option to buy property at $570,000. Period. I say give me 30 days to find a qualified buyer. And the down payment, like I said, 5%, 28,500. Now, if you have a mortgage and you need or you have some outstanding debt or anything that you need to get taken care of, you know, go ahead and let me know. We can always renegotiate this price. So uh, I just strive to make the situation the most comfortable for all parties. Also, just making sure that it's within reason for a buyer as well. So there goes the monthly median rent that I had found, and I'll show you how I came across that. So here's the real meat of it. Seller understands that buyer's intention is to find an end buyer and assign this option agreement to that end buyer for a fee. Seller understands that buyer is acting as a principal in this transaction, is not working as a licensed real estate broker representing anyone in the transaction. Upon buyer's decision to exercise this option, both parties agree to move forward with the necessary standard and purchase and sales agreement. Seller may cancel this agreement at any time if they find their own buyer with an executed contract before the option is exercised. Seller agrees to allow buyer to put sign in the yard advertising the property for sale. So if you have a sign in the yard and or if you don't, but you would not like me to put a sign in the yard, it's fine. It doesn't have to go in there. We could just cross that out. I have other ways of marketing and finding a buyer for your property. If buyer does not acquire an end buyer to assign this deal to within 30 days of acceptance of this option agreement, this agreement becomes null and void. All parties agree that this property is being sold in as is condition unless noted otherwise. So it doesn't need an appraisal, it doesn't need an inspector. Buyers will have to do their due diligence on the property. So we have terms. An agreement can be made up to 5 years or more on a lease purchase. Agreement subject to change in interest rate, down payment, monthly rent, and years on term. Buyer must, at full ability, obtain financing at the end of term. Buyer must handle all repairs and maintenance on property. Buyer must provide a non-refundable down payment. So I said, an agreement can be made up to 5 years or more on a lease purchase. I typically do up to 5 years. Some of my buyers need less. Some might need a year. Some might need 2 years, but they still want to enjoy the thrill and still enjoy the experience of being a homeowner until they get financed. I said this agreement is subject to change in interest rate, down payment, monthly rent, and years on terms, because this right here is just to go ahead and get the ball rolling. Whatever we need to tweak, or if everything's good to go, then we can sign it and keep going. But whatever comes about, and we need to change the contract for whatever reason before we get a solid qualified buyer, we can do that. And right here it says buyer must, at full ability, obtain financing at the end of term. So right there is what that's saying, is that this is a lease purchase and not a lease option. With a lease option, you could go in and you could put money down, and then after 3-5 years you could say, well, screw it, I'm going to move to California. With this lease purchase, pretty much saying that this buyer, at the end of the term, they have to purchase the property. It's not an option to where they have the first right of refusal. It is a lease purchase that at the end of the term, they have to buy the property. So that if somebody's putting down a non-refundable option deposit, they don't get that back, and they must handle all repairs and maintenance. So whatever happens, and they have to fix with the property themselves, and they have to buy it at the end of term, that the buyer, whoever steps in this property, is going to have their hearts set on the property. There is no way around it. So you're getting a solid buyer. So there's my signature, there's the date, and that would go your signature and the date. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go through a few things up here. So assigning means is that I'm pretty much being able to get it under contract for a certain price. Like I said, I strive to give you your down payment first, and whatever I'm able to make on top of what we agree on, then as far as the down payment, then that's a good day. But I strive to give you your down payment first. I am getting this agreement from you, and I am essentially assigning it to another buyer. Hence the word end buyer, to assign this option agreement to for a fee. So this is the option agreement I use on all my properties, and I'll even go ahead and show you a deal that I just did. Right here, it's in Boynton Beach. It's for 10% down. It's about $1 million property. Tenant maintains property. Monthly rent $4,400. So that was a very good deal. So that's how I do all my deals. So Again, we can always go back and renegotiate, but this is just to go ahead and get the process rolling. So I am going to go ahead and send this to your email, and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much.